anyways. Real quick, it's only about 40 seconds, and then I'll get into my dialogue real quick. So hold on, maybe turn on the volume where you can actually see how this is going to affect China. Again, this is the biggest thing that I'm watching for, is making sure how it's going to affect China. China buys 80% of Iran's oil. All Iranian exports of oil, 80% of it goes to China, okay? So if we basically do these secondary sanctions and all this shit, and now we're going after the trade partners that are still continuing to trade with Iran, which would be China, how is China going to go ahead and respond to that? Even China, Reuters put out a thing yesterday that we reported on and says, we are absolutely going to be watching this and we will adjust accordingly, right?
Only two paths before them: complete global isolation and a subsistence economy, or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy. Today, we are launching Operation Economic Outcast to foreclose every other option available to the Iranian regime.
Okay, and so that leads me into my dialogue into tonight. We're not just talking about one sanction or one tariff. We're watching money itself become a weapon. The United States has officially launched Operation Economic Outcast, as you guys just saw there, a whole of government campaign designed to track and sever every network Iran uses to sell oil, move money, and evade sanctions. But Iran doesn't have to defeat the United States military to retaliate. On Tuesday, only 5 commodity vessels crossed through the Strait of Hormuz, while Iran has now blacklisted 45 ships and threatened detention, fines, and even cargo seizures. Iran doesn't have to completely close Hormuz. It only has to make shipping companies and insurers, refiners, too afraid or too expensive to use it. Then look north. Trump has threatened 50% tariffs on Canadian cars, trucks, and auto parts beginning January 1st. Canada is answering by raising tariffs on American steel and aluminum to 50% beginning of September 8th. And here's the bombshell. American and Canadian supply chains are intertwined, that automotive parts can cross the border multiple times before one vehicle is completed. So who is ultimately paying for this economic warfare? The government pulls the triggers, but the battlefield reaches your gas pumps, your dealerships, your grocery bill, and your wallet, sadly.
Mm-hmm.